Hey. Welcome back to lesson 2, creating your EDM track. So today is Chords Day. So as with all lessons, to begin with, I'm just going to show you essentially what you'll come up with at the end of this lesson, where you'll get to. And then we'll go back to the end of last lesson with what you had then and build it to this. Okay, so let's have a listen, and then we'll start back with just the drums. Alrighty, let's get into it. So go back, open up the file that you saved from last week with just the drums. So that's what I'll do. That's what it will look like, at least sound like. And so the first thing we need to do, as we did last week, is add instruments. This time, I want you to search for massive saws. Now, you can obviously, the plus sign, create, and you can obviously, this is a creative process. You can use different sounds, but for now, just go with what I'm suggesting, and then later on, fiddle around with the sounds. Okay, so we've got massive saws. We want to create some MIDI sections in there. We can hold command and click, and we get bars. Now, and we're going to have 4 bars. Typically, songs work on a 4-bar sort of rotation loop of chords. So that's what we're going to do. Now, double click into that area, and then we're going to put in the chords, a chord per bar. Now, again, there's lots and lots, an infinite number of variations of how frequent the chords occur, and the rhythms that they're played with. We're just going to start with a chord per bar, and you can play around with it from there on. Now, again, almost infinite number of variations of chord sequences, but this is EDM, so we want to stick to genre, something typical. What I did is just Googled in Chrome typical EDM chord sequences. So I'll just flick to that. So I came up with this side. It's 5 most used chord progressions in EDM. And this one just so happens as just to be listed as number 1. So I thought, you know what, let's go with that. So A minor, F, G, and C. And here, it's very handy, you've actually got the piano roll view, and you're just going to enter the notes in those patterns. Now, if you don't like that pattern, or you want to try something else, by all means, here's another one. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you go with. It is a matter of taste. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. And I'm not going to put in these lower notes. They're the bass, sort of the left hand if you're playing a piano. Simply because I'm going to add a bass line, and the low notes are going to, they may or may not be in conflict in the same sort of area, the sound frequency area that my bass line is in, so I don't want that. So I'm just going to write in the top 3 notes, which is your standard triad. Okay, so let's flick back to GarageBand and start whacking them in. Again, where they occur in the octave is going to be a bit of a feel, a preference. I think I actually want to go up to here, and if you just follow along, so we've got C there, C, B, A. This is our first note here. So hold command to put in the notes, and hover over the end of it to drag it out for the duration of the bar. Okay, now this is my A, and the next note, A, B, C, and because it's a triad, so it's in thirds, so hold command. We're going to have a C note, A, B, C, D, E is our next note. And that is up there. Okay, now if we just play that, where are we? Here. Yeah, that's right. So let's just have a listen. Okay, that sounds reasonable, and that's the octave that I wanted it. I don't want it too low, because it's going to conflict with my bass lines. All right, so next chord, and again, I'm just using if you don't know how to write the chord in, use the visual cues from, like, Googling them or something, or just from me, of course. All right, so the next chord is F, and I'm actually going to do what's called an inversion of it, because it just sounds a bit smoother. But that looks like this. There's actually two notes in common with A minor, and my next chord is G. And so just whack it in, and then I'll get you to have a listen to what it sounds like. What I'm doing here. Yep. And the last final chord is C, and again we'll have two notes in common. Alright, let's just have a listen. I might actually solo. To solo an instrument, just click on the headphone looking icon there. Okay, that sounds absolutely fine. If there's some dissonance there, you probably have typed a note in wrong, and it's very easy to fix. Where you hear the sound being wrong, just check against the chart, whatever you were following, but also, excuse that, once you have just figured out which one it is, you just click on it and it's easily done. Okay, cool. All right, so there's your 4-chord sequence, and that's going to be something that will repeat more or less through the track. Now, the next thing we're going to do is name the chords A minor, F, G, and C, just so we know which one's which, because when we arrange it, it will be helpful. So to do so, in the tracks area, select the region you want to rename. So in this area, so if I want to rename it, choose that. Okay, so, and then in here, I want to select the region tab in the piano roll editor, in this here. Okay, and then in the region name field, so hang on, so I might have to move this here. I can actually call it the chord name. Okay, so I can just type A minor there. All right, and just continue along. So here, I don't want to call it massive saws, but again, select region, and just select this one, and again, change massive saw. This time it is F. And the next region, strange, it's selecting both. The next one is G, and moving right along, the last one, and I might just click, yeah. The last one is C. Coolio. And that is name them. All right, so the next thing I want you to do in this lesson is just play around with different sounds. So while you have that instrument selected, if you go and choose something else, it will change the sound in that instrument, and you'll have something completely different. And just explore. So have a look at what does this sound like. So you can see immediately that's changed. Okay, I hate it. But everyone to their own. Remembering that we're trying to keep in the genre of EDM. So not just anything will do, I suppose. So anyway, I'm going to go back to massive saws because I kind of liked it. But yeah, have a go. Try something else. So now the next thing I want to explore is different rhythms. There's a particular rhythm I'm fond of, and that's 3/2. So I'm just going to Control-C after highlighting that, drag, and now move the cursor to where I want to paste it. So I'll Control-V there, and I'm going to just modify the A minor and the G chords, the rhythm, okay? I still want it a whole bar, but I don't want just a single chord played on the bar. So I'm going to highlight the 3 notes. I'm going to drag them, and as I said, it's going to be 3/2, which is a bit of a strange combo. It's this offbeat sort of rhythm. So I've got it 3/16 notes, and I'm going to press Control-C, move my cursor to the end of that, and Control-V, and I'll paste it through to almost the end of the bar. All right, this is what it sounds like. Actually, I might just solo that again. All right, and so let's go into the G and do the same thing. So I'll just move it into 3/16. Control-C for copy. Put my cursor. By the way, if the cursor's not going where you want it, you might need to change the zooming in on that. So probably zooming in is better. You can get more precision. Okay, so anyway, Control-C, move your cursor to that point, and Control-V. Whoops, what's going on? Let me try that copy. Control-V. Yeah, there we go. All right, so so now we've got a bit of variation there, and there is a whole world to explore with that, so I just encourage you to do so. Get into it. Don't forget to submit your efforts at the end of the lesson. To do so, we just hit the share button, song to music, and that will export. Actually, I'll do that, share song to music, and you can export a iTunes quality track, hit share, and then submit it up on Canvas. Again, thanks for watching. Have fun.